Black Panther is the newest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it takes place about this character, T'Challa, and he made his first appearance in Captain America Civil War. So Black Panther follows the events of that and how he is now becoming the king of Wakanda, which is an African country, and they try to keep their village or city in secret because they have something that's very precious that the rest of the world wants. And so the whole movie focuses over this guy, T'Challa, who is the king, being the Black Panther and defending his nation. So some of the things I really liked about this movie was Wakanda. I mean, it's stunning at how great movies can look these days. And Marvel movies do a great job at doing this. And when you see Wakanda, because the way that they want the world to think is that it's this very rundown city with like people who are just like, dehydrated, they're hungry, whatever, they're very poor. But that's in South Africa or South America. And then when they get to Africa, it's just like, wow. They're so advanced and it's just so great. They literally have future technology because of this vibranium they have. And so it's just incredible to see, even though it's the technology they have isn't real in the real world, it's so cool that they're able to make it in a movie look like it is real. So I guess the point I'm trying to make right now is that this movie is just visually stunning. When you see Wakanda, it's obviously, trying to go after the big cities in the real world, like New York, Paris, Los Angeles, whatever, you name it. And it's like those, but even more advanced with the lights and the advertisements and the technology, the cars, the people, whatever. And it just looks so cool. And I saw this movie in 3D, and those things, the colors, all those things just really stand out. And that's one of the things that makes this one of the better Marvel movies in terms of like I said, the colors. A lot of the past Marvel movies have been, I hate to say it like this, but dull, the same kind of color, either red, blue, gray, or whatever. But this one's got a wide range of colors. I mean, the two colors that really stick out in this film are black and purple, but there are also a lot of other ones that really make this movie a great viewing experience. Another thing I really liked about this movie was the action sequences. Marvel movie action sequences are always great, but with this one, it really felt like a lot of them were just one take, where like they would keep a shot just kind of going back and forth to show how it was progressing. Because, with other past Marvel movies, you could have Captain America punch Iron Man in the face, and that's one shot. Then cut to Iron Man reaction, and then cut to him punching Captain America. Cut to Captain America's reaction. Those just feel like, 3 to 4 separate different takes. But the ones in Black Panther just feel like, they're one continuous take, and that's what I really like about it. I don't want to, all those action sequences in Civil War were great, but they would cut back and forth. But with Black Panther, it felt like, they would actually show what's going on. Like, there's one scene where Killmonger, the villain, and Black Panther are falling down this giant hole, and they're punching each other, and it felt like one long take. It was showing how they were reacting, and it just showed them punching each other back and forth with many separate takes. It only needed one long take, which I really liked. And all the action sequences in this movie do that, and that was really cool. The music is great too. I really enjoyed the music. Even the musical score, like the background sounds they were using when there was a confrontation. Just if you haven't seen the movie yet and you're listening to this review, listen to the background sounds. They were super good. There was I don't know what the instrument was, but there was a drum sound they would play over and over again in different scenes when something confrontational was happening, and I really liked it. It was really cool. And also a lot of rappers did some of the music for this movie, and that was really good too. Kendrick has some really good songs in it. There was one song, I'm going to figure out what the song was after I upload this, but it was during a car chase sequence. And Andy Serkis is like, why is this so boring? Let's get some music going. And they play some music, and the song was super good. It was like a really good chase song. I want to find out what that was, but whoever sang that did a really great job. Now, some of the things that really bothered me about the movie was that it's very packed. There's a lot of storylines going on, and, you're trying to figure out who is who, because these are all new characters besides, one or two of them, and then you're also trying to figure out what's going on with the story. Why did this happen? What's going to happen? Who's doing what? Who's where? Whatever. You get what I'm saying? And so that's one of the things that kind of pulls me out of movies, that there's just so much going on. I just sit back in my seat, and I'm like, oh my gosh, just pick one storyline to follow right now, and I'll follow that, and we can get to this other thing later. So that was kind of annoying. Another thing I really didn't like was that there are two main villains in this movie. There's Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan, who I think is a great actor, who is great in this movie. And then there's Andy Serkis's villain, Ulysses Claw, who we previously saw in Avengers Age of Ultron as a brief appearance to set up his role in Black Panther. So we haven't seen him since 2015. That's about 2.5 years. The first half of this movie is Ulysses Klaue as the villain, and then the second half is like Killmonger as the villain. And so Ulysses Klaue's villain sets up the Killmonger character, but once they're done with that character, Ulysses Klaue, it kind of just felt like there was really no reason for him to be in the movie at all, because they kind of just stopped talking about him. They were like, oh, we just needed him right now just to set up this other guy, but we're going to focus more on this other guy. The other guy, the Ulysses Klaue, we're done with him. And so that was really weird. I was just like, okay, you set this character up since Age of Ultron 2.5 years ago, but now you're just done with him, for this movie. So why is that? Like, why even bother just having the character at all? But overall, I enjoyed Black Panther. I think, and the way I describe this to people that I've talked with since I've seen the movie, is that Black Panther is a really good movie. It is really good, but there are a few issues with it, and I think there are other MCU movies I would rewatch before I would rewatch Black Panther, like Spider-Man Homecoming or Thor Ragnarok, the two previous most recent MCU movies. I would rewatch those before I rewatch Black Panther again. Granted, I have seen Spider-Man like 3 times and Thor twice, but still, I like Black Panther. I really do. It's a really good movie, and I really enjoyed it, but there were just things that kind of bored me about the movie, because it was just filled with so many things, and I'm hoping that that's not how Infinity War is. I mean, I know it's going to be a very packed movie, but I hope it's not the same way Black Panther is, where there's just so much story element going on that I have to focus on every single thing. I'm going to get Black Panther an 8 out of 10. If you like Marvel movies, you're going to like Black Panther. Thank you all so much for listening. If you liked what you listened to in here and you want to listen to more, go like, comment, and subscribe. That'd be really helpful, and I really appreciate it. The links to all my social medias are listed down below in the description. Other than that, this has been A Talk in Depth.